Good day, and welcome to the St. Mark Moment. I'm Dr. Alma Jenkins, and I'd like to welcome you to our segment today of the St. Mark Moment. On behalf of our pastor, on behalf of the health ministry of which I'm chairperson, we welcome you and we want you to submit your questions, any questions that you have about the coronavirus. That's really the purpose of the St. Mark Moment, is to share some coronavirus information with you and answer any questions regarding that you have. Now, we may end up branching out to other things if we find that you have those other interests as well. But this was an offshoot of trying to inform you about the coronavirus. Now, one of the questions that I think is prevalent around town, even though many people think they understand it, it's clear to me that many do not, and that is the purpose of the mask. And do we need to even wear them? Some people question the masks, but let me explain to you the importance of the mask and what you're saying when you don't wear your mask. So, the importance of the mask is, and let me pull this up and show you. Okay, so I'm pulling this mask up over my nose now and my mouth. You can still hear me quite well. So, your voice carries through the mask. So, if you're in a crowd, you're in a group, you're on a panel, and you all can't really social distance as well as you'd like, put your mask up and talk through your mask, because you hear me quite well. Now, I can do this because I'm virtually the only one in this space right now. But when you wear a mask, what you're doing is protecting the other person from you. So I'm protecting you from me. I'm showing you that I care when I wear a mask, because then whatever I have in my body, when I speak it and it gets out of me, it's not going to go to you. Because remember, we have to treat everybody, even ourselves, as if we have coronavirus, because everybody hasn't been tested. And we know that even when you test, it can change because of your exposure. So when you don't wear a mask, what you're saying is, hey, I may have it, but too bad, because I'm going to talk and I'm going to put things out in the air and it just might infect people. Now, I know that's not what you mean to say, but when you don't wear a mask, that is what you're saying. When you wear one, you're saying, I care about you, so therefore I'm going to contain everything coming out of me, coming out of my mouth, coming out of my nose. When you breathe, exhale out through your nose, you could have the virus in there. So when you put that mask on, you're containing that, and that's an act of love. So let's do that, okay? I went to a place recently, and I asked a person to put their mask on, and they got offended. They said, well, you've got yours on. See, so that's only half the picture. They didn't have theirs on, so they didn't really understand what wearing their mask really meant. That's the other thing, ladies and gentlemen. Let's love each other. Let's be kind to one another, because if we ask you to wear a mask, we're not trying to, make you look bad or trying to say you're dumb or anything like that. Let's just go ahead and wear one. I gave out some the other Saturday at a grocery store because there were people coming in who didn't have them. And I said, hey, would you like a mask? And they, everybody that I asked, and I didn't ask that many people, but the few people I did ask were obliging, and they put the masks on. So I was very thankful. The second thing I want to say is that there's testing going on in Wayne County. Oh my goodness, that's so wonderful. There is testing going on in Wayne County. Now, I have found out that Goshen Medical Center is doing testing here in Wayne County, and it's free. It's free. So St. Mark Church was taking registration. People could call here and register. And I understand they're doing it in other places as well. So I want to give a shout out to Goshen Medical Center. I want to give a shout out to Bishop Aycock and all that group there. I know he's affiliated with them. And that is just a wonderful, wonderful thing. Let me encourage you to take advantage of that. go get tested. They require a registration, and I think they want to see your insurance card, but it's free, I understand. So do take advantage of that. I am pushing for getting testing of everyone in Wayne County. Now I know that that's a big deal, and we don't have it yet. But I think that what Goshen is doing is a start. I think that what the health department is trying to do. By the way, we have a new health department director, Dr. Weiss. Let me take a minute to welcome her to our city. Dr. Weiss, I've had the opportunity to speak with her. She's a fine young lady, and she's having to hit the ground running. So let's give her all of our support by encouraging her every chance we get. And that is, if she asks for the city to do something, which I think she will be soon, because I think they're trying to put together a program to test in the areas of higher risk. And so when she gets that all set up and she encourages us to go get tested, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's get tested. That's part of the puzzle. That is part of the puzzle. So I want to welcome Dr. Weiss to our city, and I want to be encouraging to her. I want to encourage all of you to go out and get tested. And then I want to emphasize the things that we've already said. Wash your hands for 20 seconds at least, because that soapy water disrupts the virus. Let's wear our masks. And if you're in a crowd, if you're in a group, you can talk through your mask actually. And then let's wait 6 feet for social distancing. It is making a difference. I promise you, it is making a difference. And then another question that let me get to before we go. Some people are wondering, what do I do if I've been exposed? What do I do if I know that I've been exposed or been in a high-risk situation? Call your doctor's office. Let them know. They will give you further instruction. They'll probably suggest that you quarantine or you go get tested, something of that nature that they will probably recommend for you. And they may ask you some additional questions. But if you think you've been exposed now, you can go ahead and get tested, okay? So find out about that. If you have a question about it, you may call the church or you may email us here at the church, and we can give you more information about the free testing that's going on through Goshen Medical Center. Okay? So if you have any other questions that you want to ask, that you want aired here on the St. Mark Moment, then just submit that question to us through our email here at the church, or you may call the church. Now, we would prefer you to email us, okay? That's a little more efficient for us. So if you do that, we can address that question here at St. Mark Moment. And of course, you know the symptoms of coronavirus: runny nose, sore throat, cough, diarrhea, many things, okay? But remember that you can be asymptomatic as well. You can be asymptomatic and still spread the virus if you have it. So let's wear our mask, let's wash our hands, let's social distance. And then let me invite you to listen again to the St. Mark Moment. We welcome your questions. We love you. I'm sure we'll be back at St. Mark sometime in the near future. We don't know when, but when we do, we welcome you. So on behalf of St. Mark again, our Bishop Alton A. Smith, our health ministry, and all of us here, we wish you a wonderful week. Good day.